Hi children, good morning. How are you? So, are you following the lessons carefully? Uh, Today's science subject, lesson 1, page number 180. What is the lesson name, children? Green plants. What is the lesson name, children? Green plants. As we have finished the explanation part, today we will start the reading part. Today we will start the reading part of the lesson. So see the picture, children. Already you know the we have earlier class we have studied about parts of the plant. Have you labeled the parts of the plant, children? So here, what are the parts of the plant? They have given leaves, fruit, bud, stem, flowers, roots. These are the parts of the plants. Here we have studied the structure of leaves, how leaves make food, and interdependence among plants and animals. Know some different types of plants. To start, children, reading part of the lesson, page number 181. Page number 181, leaf. So most plants appear green in color. Most plants appear green in color. The green color is because of the presence of substance called chlorophyll. Already I have explained that chlorophyll. What is the spelling chlorophyll? CHLOROPHYLL. Chlorophyll. What is the green substance present in the leaves? That green substance is called chlorophyll. So, let us understand the detailed structure of a leaf. I have shown a leaf, children. A leaf has a flat part known as leaf blade. A leaf blade can be narrow or broad. It is flattened, flattened, so that it can absorb the maximum amount of sunlight. Leaf will be in a flattened shape which can absorb more sunlight. The upper and lower sides of the leaf blade are somewhat different in color. In some leaves, the upper side is dark and smooth, while lower side is light in color and rough. Next, the tip of the leaf is called leaf apex. Already we have explained the leaf parts. What is the tip of the leaf is called leaf apex. Leaf, leaf, apex, apex, leaf apex. In the center of the leaf runs a main vein called midrib. Center of the leaf we have a line called midrib. A lot of side veins emerge from the midrib. Veins help in transporting food, water, and minerals to the different parts of a plant. The underside of a leaf contains tiny openings called stomata. What is stomata spelling, children? Stomata. Stomata. The stomata are so small that we cannot see them with the naked eye. Stomata help to take in carbon dioxide. What is spelling of carbon dioxide? CarbonDioxide and release water vapor and oxygen. The petiole. The petiole. See in the figure, children. Petiole. Petiole or the stalk. What is spelling of stalk? Stalk of the leaf attaches the leaf blade to the stem. It helps in the supply of water and food to the stem. Stipules, stipules, stipules are small leaf-like plates that are found at the base of the petiole of many flowering plants. Of many flowering plants. How leaves help in making food for plants? Leaves use sunlight, water, carbon dioxide, and chlorophyll to make food for the plants. The chlorophyll in the leaves absorbs the energy from the sunlight falling on them. Plants absorb water and minerals from the soil through the roots. These are then carried through the stem to the leaves. Turn the page, children. 182. Stomata take in carbon dioxide. The food is prepared by the leaves and is sent to various parts of the plant through veins and stem. The process in which green plants use sunlight to convert water and carbon dioxide into food known as photosynthesis. Food prepared by the plants. Plants prepare their food in the form of simple sugar or glucose. They use glucose, spelling what children? Glucose. What is the spelling of photosynthesis? Photosynthesis. Photosynthesis. They use glucose for their growth and development. The extra food gets stored as starch. Glucose is stored in the form starch, 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 in the leaves, stems, or roots. We eat these parts of the plants in which food is stored. Children, when you come to school, I will show the activity, the starch, how starch is present in the potato. Understood, children? Using potato, we will do an activity, presence of starch in potato. Understood, children? Using iodine solution. Next, turn the page 184. On the page 184, interdependence among plants and animals. Interdependence spelling interdependence. Interdependence. So while you are reading any spellings, you need to divide it to three letters and do practice, children. Understood? Plants and animals are dependent upon each other for their survival. 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 Next. Food. Plants are the main producers of food. Yes, children, plants are main producers of food. The energy stored in the form of starch in plants is transferred to animals when they eat plants. Animals use this energy to work and grow. Have you seen the explanation part, children? How animals and plants depend on each other for food and store a part of this energy in their bodies. When the carnivores, who are the carnivores, children? Flesh eating animals are called carnivores or omnivores, eat these animals. The energy again passes into the body of the carnivores or omnivores in the form of food. You know, children, we have studied in third class herbivores, carnivores, omnivores. Herbivores are grass eating animals. Next, carnivores are flesh eating animals. Omnivores also both plants and animals. They will eat both plants and animals. This forms a kind of chain where energy flows from the sun to the plants and then to animals in the form of food. Such a chain is called food chain. Children, here you are seeing the sun. Okay, through this sunlight, plants will grow. These plants are small plants get eaten by grasshopper. Again, grasshopper is eaten by frog. Frog is eaten by snake. Again, snake is eaten by eagle. Like that, a food chain will be dependent on each other. Okay, each animal will depend on each other. This is called the food chain. Exchange of gases. Yes, children, what are the gases present in the air? Plants use carbon dioxide to prepare food. In this process, they release oxygen. So, they will use carbon dioxide, what is present in the air, in order to prepare food. And after taking carbon dioxide, they will release oxygen, which is useful to us as well as animals. Animals use this oxygen to breathe. Animals breathe out carbon dioxide, which is used by the plants. Hence, there is a continuous exchange of gases takes place in nature. Are you seeing this picture, children? Interdependence among plants and animals. Through sunlight, plants prepare food. Okay, children, and also water and minerals from the soil and with the carbon dioxide which is present in the air also used for prepare food by the plants. Next, plants use oxygen and that oxygen is useful for plants and That oxygen is useful for us and also as well as animals. Are you seeing? Humans breathe oxygen, animals also need oxygen, which plants give out. Understood, children? While we give out carbon dioxide, after taking oxygen, we give out what? Carbon dioxide. So that carbon dioxide will take the plants. So that's why these are interdependence among each other. Understood, children? Okay. Hope you have understood about these interdependence among plants and animals. Next, coming to the next topic, some specialized organisms. What is the spelling of organisms, children? Organisms, organisms. What we will see about this organism? Let us see. What is first one? Cactus. What is spelling of cactus? Cactus, cactus. What is meant by cactus? Have you listened this word? Yes. Cactus are some type of trees which are grown in desert areas. A cactus does not have leaves. It has leaves that are reduced to spines, serving to protect the laws of water. These this type of structure are called spines, children, serving to protect the laws of water. In desert areas, there is a lack of water. That's why in that places these plants are grown. So cactus is which type of plant? Desert plant. Its green stem makes food. Its green stem only makes the food. Without water, it will grow. That's why it is grown in which areas? Desert areas, where the water scarcity is there. In that areas, these cactus plants are grown. Very beautiful to see, children, but do not touch that cactus plants. It is harmful to us. You are seeing the spines over to the leaves. Understood? These are called spines. Next, Venus flytrap. These are one type of insectivorous plants, children. This is this Venus flytrap. What is spelling of Venus flytrap? Venus, Venus, Flytrap. Children, you have seen the video. I have shown the insectivorous plants, how it will be, how it will traps the insects when insects fall on those trees. Understood, children? So that type of plants are called insectivorous plants, which traps insects and prepare food for themselves. Those plants are called insectivorous plants. It is both a producer and a carnivore because it eats animals, insects. It eats insects. That's why it is called as this. This plant is called as carnivore. It gets energy from the sun and transforms it into food, that is photosynthesis. It also has a very unique feeding habit. Unique means it these plants are very unique feeding habit, as it is dependent on insects for nutrients. Other plants do not eat insects, children. They will prepare food by using sunlight, water, and carbon dioxide. But this one will prepare food by using sunlight, and also what is the feeding habit? It depends on insects. It will take the insects for nutrients. It catches its prey, mainly insects, and traps them in its leaves. Such plants are known as insectivorous plants. What is the spelling of insectivorous plants, children? INSECT, insect. Remember like this. IVOROUS, insectivorous plants. Our examples of insectivorous plants are sundew and pitcher plant. Sundew and pitcher plant. See, children, you are seeing the picture also here, Venus flytrap. When the insect falls on them, it will close us like this. That is nothing but trapping the insect. And after eating that, it will open again those leaves for again eating another insect. These types of plants very unique. They are not seen in our forests. They will be seen in rare conditions in like Africa forest there. So these types of plants are called which type of plants, children? Insectivorous plants. Next, coming to the non-green plants, page number 185. Go to the page number 185. Non-green plants. In the name itself is there. Non-green plants. Non-green plants means which are not green are called non-green plants. Which are not green means there is the lack of chlorophyll. Chlorophyll will not be present in that plants. These plants do not have chlorophyll. These plants do not have chlorophyll. Hence they cannot photosynthesize. Hence they cannot photosynthesize. These plants grow on dead and decaying organic matter and absorb food from them. For example, coral root and Indian pipe. They have given the figure of Indian pipe. how the plant is, children, totally white. Have you listened about mushrooms? We will have in our food mushrooms. It is a vegetable, we'll call it as, but it will be in which color, children? Mushrooms, white color. That is nothing but mushrooms are come under non-green plants because they have lack of chlorophyll. They do not have photosynthesis. So we will have the mushrooms in our food daily. In our daily life, we will take mushrooms or not, children. Those are called non-green plants. And I will show some leaves. See, children, these types of leaves are also these plants are called non-green plants, which are yellow in color. Some plants will be red in color. Some plants white in color. Those plants are called non-green plants. They do not have chlorophyll. Understood, children? And these plants will grow on dead and organic, decaying organic matter means in forests, tiger will eat some animals and that animals will be left off like that only. It will be buried throughout the nature itself. Through the nature it get buried into the soil and buried through that dead and decaying. We will have the plants on that. Understood, children? Through that only we will get plants. Those plants are called non-green plants. Mushrooms also will be grown on dead and decaying organic matter only and absorb food from them. They will get energy from that soil only. So those plants which are grown by dead and decaying organic matter are called non-green plants. Some plants like croton have purple or red leaves. You have seen, children, when you go to nursery, ask about croton plants. They will show that. They contain chlorophyll which is hidden behind their dark color. This plant can make its own food. This plant can make its own food. Next, coming to the parasitic plants.